I took a long, hard look at my bank account, and to be completely honest, last year between books, eating out, Starbucks, I spent more on those treats than I did in actually putting any kind of money into my savings account. That is horrifying, and that needs to stop this year. Hey friends, it's Jess. Welcome back. If this is your first time on my channel, I talk about books, Project Pan, no buys, and just general ideas for how to save money. That is something that has become really, really important to me. Today, I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about the 7 things that I have taken out of my shopping list for 2026. Basically, the 7 things that I'm banned from buying and what I plan on doing instead. So let's start with the elephant in the room. The first thing that I'm not going to be purchasing in 2026 is going to be books. Essentially, the way that I look at it, I have so many unread books on my shelves right now, and they span a multitude of genres. Some of them were gifts. Most of them are ones that I have purchased for one reason or another. Basically, my goal is to not bring in anything new until I have read everything that is on my shelves. Now, that means no special editions, no just one pre-order, nothing like that. I have not given myself any allowances. Once I am done with the books that I have that are unread, maybe I will revisit this, but for now, that is what we're sticking with. What my goal is going into this is once I have read what I have that is unread on my shelves, I want to take a long, hard look at just utilizing the library as a resource. That's always been something that I have done, and in 2026, I want to get back to that. I have no local libraries to where I live now, but I'm willing to make the journey on like a Saturday or Sunday to go and pick some up. So my replacement rule for this is library first. If there is a book that I am absolutely stoked to read, I will request it from the library. And what I want to do is keep a running list of the books that I really enjoy and that I would want to purchase, and then I will revisit that list in 2027. And if that book still sticks out as something that I want to buy, then I will buy it then. But as of right now, it's just going to be the library for the rest of the year. And keep an eye on the space, because one of the things that I want to track is how much money the library actually saves me, because I think that is so important, and what that would have looked like cost to just actually borrowing those books instead. Number 2 is a really big one for me, and this is coffee shops. Now, this is primarily Starbucks because I've always had one right next to whatever business I am working at, but any coffee shops in general. I think what used to be a really peaceful moment for me, whether that was having coffee with a loved one or it was making coffee in the morning for myself and making it exactly how I wanted it to taste, it used to be that. And now it became this kind of knee-jerk reaction to spend money at a coffee shop. It would be like skipping my morning coffee so that I could go out and get one because of the convenience of it. And the problem with that is the cost of coffee has gone up so much. I think even like a grande, if we're looking at Starbucks, like a grande hot coffee, like even the cost of that has gone up, and you can literally buy a bag of coffee for the same amount as some of the drinks that we're purchasing. So I definitely want to get away from this. I have an espresso at home. That's going to be what I want to utilize in 2026. The only time I'm going to coffee shops is with a friend, which is not something that normally happens in my life, so I don't foresee that happening. But me personally, when it comes to purchasing coffee, like in my day-to-day, that is out in 2026. And to be completely honest, looking at my bank account, that's where a lot of my budget spending went. Number 3 on our list here is skincare. Look, guys, we have to talk about it, okay? We are one person with one face. There is no reason why I need 17 different serums or multiple different kinds of moisturizers. I cannot get through those, and I'm constantly in fear of them expiring. But on top of that, I am the type of person who used to panic buy when something went viral. I wanted to try it. I wanted it to fix my skin. I wanted to feel more beautiful about myself. And one of the things that I've looked at coming out of 2025 is the reason behind some of that. And for me, it was the need to want to fit in, which was definitely a very subconscious feeling for me. I've never felt that way before. So right now I have a lot of half-used items that I'm absolutely terrified are going to expire, but I definitely want to be more intentional with this. I don't want to go off of like TikTok reviews or Instagram or anything like that. I really want to work with what I already know is good for my skin, and that way I'm not throwing away a bunch of money on products that I'm not going to end up using. So my new rule is I can only purchase something something, if it is a necessity, it is something that I love, or it's something that I'm going to be bringing into my routine for one reason or another. So if it is, like, for example, I use tretinoin, say I run out of my moisturizer, if I need a heavier moisturizer for when I use my tretinoin, then I will purchase that. But it can't be something like a total shot in the dark for me. I'm not going to be trying a bunch of new products. I've actually found a skincare routine that really works for me. If that changes in the future, I develop a reaction to something, that I am allowed to switch stuff out. But I do have quite a bit of skincare products that I do need to go through in 2026. So if I make it through them, then I will allow myself to purchase like refills of things or things that I really love. But now, number 4 is body care, because I somehow have managed to turn my collection into a mini Sephora. I've gotten a lot of feedback, people saying it's not a lot of product, but when I look at the amount of stuff that I have, I just look at the amount of money that I have wasted. So for me, the multitude of body washes that I have, like, who needs 10 bar soaps? The amount of lotions that I have. Once again, I only have one body. There's only so many times that I can apply lotion. And the really sad thing is a lot of these are ones that were kind of pushed to me through TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and people saying, oh my gosh, you have to have this, it's going to change your life. And a matter of fact, it didn't. So now I have all these half-used things that sit in a drawer somewhere. There is no reason why I need to have 6 perfumes that basically smell exactly the same. There's only so many ways you can make vanilla different, and that's just really sad to me. I don't need a ton of perfumes, I don't need a ton of body washes, and I don't need a ton of lotions. In 2026, I am only refilling if I absolutely need something. So if I'm completely out of body wash, or I'm completely out of lotion, or I'm completely out of perfume, and chances are you probably won't see me purchase anything like that in 2026, because me going through all of that would be astronomical. So the next one is makeup. Now, I was definitely raised on like 2016 YouTube. I think we kind of all were, like the Jackie Ina, Jaclyn Hill kind of era, Kathleen Lights. And we all wanted to try those new products, and we all wanted to feel beautiful. And I think at the time that was okay for me, but the older I get, the less of a hassle I kind of want with my makeup. And when I look at my entire collection, which to a lot of people doesn't seem like a lot, to me it is. There is no reason why I need 6 eyeshadow palettes. Again, I only have 2 eyeballs. I wear makeup maybe 2 or 3 times a week. It is not something that is a necessity for me. I'm definitely a kind of fun makeup occasionally kind of girl. Like today I'm wearing makeup and I feel beautiful, but I'm not going to work wearing a full face. So for me, this is not a necessity at all. And this is something that once 2026 is over, I really want to nail down a routine and some makeup products that work for me, that are just like my everyday staples that I can put on and feel beautiful. Also, another thing is I'm getting older. So a lot of the way I used to wear makeup doesn't work for me anymore. I have wrinkles now, and I, have like drier skin, and just everything is changing in my body. So I definitely don't want to continue to shop like I used to in a way that doesn't necessitate how I do things now. So the only thing I'm allowed to buy for this category is replacements for things that I genuinely use. Like we're talking chapstick, mascara. If I do go through, like a blush or something like that, then I will purchase it, and I will try to find things that I really love and that I will bring into an everyday routine for me going into 2027. But other than that, makeup is completely out for me this year. Number 6 is crafts. So for me, I think I like the idea of being a crafty girly more than I do actually make it happen. So for me, I have a ton of coloring books. I really got into coloring. You guys don't even want to know how much I spent on those Ohuhu markers. I was like, I have to have the right markers. I have to have the cutest coloring books, the ones that everybody is talking about. And there's a bit of this scarcity mindset when it comes to things like that, that if you're not doing the craft the way that everybody else does, that you aren't doing it correctly, and it takes away from the experience. And I started finding myself buying these things, but never using them. I used to color occasionally. Now I don't color at all. I've bought like punch needle kits that I need to finish. I have a ton of Legos that I need to put together. There's just so much that I actually haven't done craft-wise. I can count on maybe 2 hands how many times I did anything like that in the last year. So I want to go through what I have and see if it's, what kind of fits for me, if there's something new I want to try in 2027, or if I want to continue with what I'm doing. But I think I'm set on crafts for 2026. And number 7 is going to be eating out. Now, I can't make this a never. I am in part of a relationship. I am one half of a relationship. And if my boyfriend wants to go out to eat, then we're going to go out to eat, right? But for my personal finances and my income, I do not want to purchase takeout. I don't want to do it for, breakfast. It used to be I would go to work, I would get breakfast at like Starbucks, I would order in lunch, I would go home and make dinner. Now, we used to be the type of family who made dinner every single night, and I want to get back to that. It is one of our favorite times to, hang out and kind of recoup from the day, and that's something that I want to continue doing in 2026, get back to kind of like those smaller moments. But for me, there is going to be no exception for this. If I don't bring lunch, I need to go home for lunch. I need to make sure that I'm packing things. I need to make sure that I have those snacks and that food on hand for me. It is just something that I want to prioritize, because when I'm tired, when I'm drained, when, my dog gets surgery, when both of us have worked these crazy hours, like it's so easy to order that takeout and then let future me essentially deal with the bill. And I just don't want to do that. Eating out should be an occasional thing. It should be about family and people, and not when you're panicked, not when you are, running out of time for the day, not when you're tired, not when you're, just strung out. Like, I just want it to be a memorable kind of thing, and not just I have no other option kind of thing, because I was unprepared. I'm costing myself a lot more money in the long run than if I would have just kind of prepped ahead and been aware of that. So in 2026, no exceptions. I will not be eating out personally. Now, I want to be really clear on this one. I'm not doing this because I'm punishing myself. I think a lot of people kind of see people doing this and they feel like it's sort of punishment, but what I'm prioritizing in 2026 is a sense of peace. One of my biggest anxiety-inducing things is the state of my finances. Like, to be completely honest, I don't have much of a savings account. I have a pretty hefty car loan that I'm trying to pay down. When it came to surgery for my dog, we have pet insurance for her, so we were prepared for that. But what if we didn't? I just want to make sure that if there is an emergency or something happens, I want to be prioritizing my finances in 2026. I want to be able to enjoy what I have and not stress about what I don't have. So that is going to be it for this video. Let me know down below one thing that you would put on a no-buy list for 2026. Let's encourage each other in the comments too, because this is a really hard thing when you are inundated on social media with buy this, buy this, buy this. This will fix your life. This is going to make everything so much better. It's really, really hard to not become, a victim to that. If you guys want to see what I'm decluttering or what I am trying to make it through in my project pan for 2026, I'll list my most recent video here. We have quite a bit going on. I am really excited to get through some of that. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video.